Alright, so I'm continuing this. For some reason, the crap from yesterday, uh, interruptions, something blocked the last video and Neverwinter video. It's probably long load time or network interruptions, but I knew that was going to happen. It happens every now and again. Um, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to try not to say anything. This is the new update. This new update came out about 2 months ago. And while I was playing Sherlock Holmes and while I was playing Gravity Rush 2, I had no idea that an update had come out. Otherwise, I would not have played Gravity Rush 2 and Sherlock Holmes. This is one of those games that you have to always maintain um, if you don't want to spend money. So I need to maintain it and get to the next level. And once I get to the next level, then I could go on a little mini vacation with regards to this game, take like 3 months off. But then it's 3 months off, then 3 months back on, and then another 3 months off. That's how I do it. And I don't spend money unless I need to, and which is every 3 months I probably drop in like a $10 for VIP, which lasts me only about a month. But then for the next 2 months, I don't need to do VIP until the next time I hop on, which will be the next 3 months. So yeah, so for the past month and a half, even when I was playing Sherlock Holmes, I was doing this offline on the side because I knew before this before September comes, there's no way I would be able to get to item level 110. So this update that came out with regards to people who could reach item level 105 and item level, actually not item level 105, item level 110. And this came out like 2 months ago or so, or maybe a little longer than that. So yeah, my whole objective was to get to item level 100, take a little mini vacation, and come back in September. But I had no idea they would release yet another new update. So yeah, didn't see that one coming. So I had no choice but to play this offline while I was playing Sherlock and Gravity Rush 2. So, but I only played this for like 30 minutes just doing the dailies and then went to work and something and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to play this on my own, do an open intro, which I typically do for Neverwinter. And I keep telling people, like, this isn't a game that you should play. This is a pay to progress game. And pay to progress game is like pay to win game. It requires you money out of your pockets in order to do so. And if you don't take money out of pockets, the time period for which you have to actually get to those levels for which you actually want takes forever. So yeah, and also evidence of this falls within the design of the game and the period of the game within those designs, such as this game has been out for more than 5 years, almost 10 years to be exact, maybe even more than that. um, and it still only has three, or maybe not more than 10 years, but it doesn't really matter. It falls within that 10-year marker, and it still only has three introduction video cinematics. It has its original cinematics, the classic game introduction, and then it has when Ravenclaw came out, which was a couple of years ago. It has that one, and then the last one, which came out probably about 2 years to maybe in 2023 or something like that. So about 2 years ago. So this company is very lazy when it comes to cinematics, and I mean super fucking lazy. We're talking about this game has been out for almost 10 years and they only have three cinematics to their entire game. Like, that's real lazy. And so by that standard, it should already tell you the type of people this company is. They're more about you investing time and money in their game rather than them actually giving you like very good stuff. Their very good stuff come in the design of the mounts they have and the companions they have and the missions that they give you. But as with regards to a story, as with regards to, good cross-play or decent lore. Like, no, those things aren't good. And someone might argue and say, well, the lore is in the game. I'm talking about how the lore is presented in the game. It's not presented well. You find it at certain papers in certain locations and through conversations with people, and then you're given a piece of paper within your log to state that this is the lore of this location. So it's not like you're following a timeline with regards to the lore where you could go back again and look at it forward. It's all over the damn place. So, you know, this really is a game meant for dedicated. This isn't a game meant for everyone. And that's not something to be proud of for the people who are dedicated, or people that say, oh, okay, you know, it's a Neverwinter game. It's part of the D&D mythology. So anything that's D&D is going to be hard. But this is not tabletop. This is not tabletop. The hardness in tabletop is the campaign itself. The hardness is not trying to spend money. So it's not the same. Definitely not the same. All of those crazy mofos willing to throw cash out of their pockets because they think they're really badasses are the ones that are going to do so, and they're going to keep doing so because they don't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks. It's like a company that hire you, an at-will company. Emphasis on the word at will. You hired to do a job for them, and you could decide to leave, quit them at any time, or stay with them at any time, at will. And they could decide to fire you at any time or keep you at any time, at will, for reasons they don't have to explain to you, and for reasons you don't have to explain to them why you quit. That's what at will is, and that's what this is. This game is. This game is fucking at will. So anyone who has something and they're in charge of that something, and they do that something and says you have to follow rules that's presented in the game, you don't have a say with regards to anything. So I never truly understand people who are willing to be that dedicated to games where you don't really have a say in anything, you know. So it always baffles me. You're dedicating yourself to bitch ass motherfuckers who don't really give a shit who you are. So, you know, that's why it's always necessary to have one or two jobs. And not one or two jobs. It's always necessary to have two jobs. One, a full-time job or a part-time job, and another part-time job. So two part-time jobs, or one full-time, and one you do on the side on the weekends or something for like 2 days. So you might be working 7 days a week, but it all depends on what type of job you're doing. If one is grueling, 5 days, you don't want to work at all on the weekends. So no one works 7 days a week unless they're crazy, or unless they have so many children. So the logical thing is to work two jobs full time, but it's technically part time because you're only working 2 days for each company. 2 days for one and 2 days for other, or 3 days for one and 2 days for other. And then your time off would be 1 day off or 2 days off, you know, because this is how jobs are. Jobs and company that hire you don't give a flying fuck. They're like video games. They could gank you at any time, gank you at any time, like something from Supernatural. It's all about what they want. And the same goes in video games. It's all about what you could give to them, not what are they giving to you. When they're throwing you astral diamonds, when they're giving you lockbox and lock chests and all this stuff, and mystical mountain, everything, that's all part of the mechanics that they're going to give to you. That's important for you to have so you could keep playing. Incentives based on dice roll nonsense. You know, they don't really want to give you these things. They're only giving it to you because that's the mechanics that's part of what they're designed for their games. Otherwise, if they really cared about the people who are the long standings and so on and so forth, they would give certain people special privileges. Certain people special privileges, but they don't do that. They only give privileges to those who are paying to get certain things. And if I'm paying to get certain things, they're obviously going to give more to that person who's paying, because that person is willing to pay. They don't really care about those who are playing, because those people who are playing aren't paying, so they don't matter. But they're still going to be counting the numbers of those people who are playing. So in many ways, those people do matter. They just don't matter in the long run. They just matter as part of the algorithm. And so they could have extra money when they log it in the books that this is the amount of people that are playing our game. So that's a shitty thing about company. Like, you motherfuckers are actually tallying up how many people play your games and using those people, and you don't really give a shit about those people just so you could get money, because those people are unwilling to give you money. So you're just gonna use their numbers to make sure you get money through them. So it's a win-win situation, or in this case, a lose-lose situation. You're losing out because you're not helping them out, and they're losing out because they're depending on you in order to give them money. But you're giving them the bird because you are fully aware that they're using you unwillingly to do some sideline shit so they could get extra money. That's how it works, man. It's all algorithm nonsense. I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about your algorithm, Chiefy. Like, I don't play video games, I don't do live chats and all that stuff to make people feel, to grab money out of people's pockets and to make some mofo feel better. Or some dickhead to think, well, I want you to do this because I'm giving you money. Like, I make specific things within my clan and Warframe. What you can and cannot do is part of the rules there. And if you don't follow it, then you don't have to join. You don't have to join our clan. You can fuck off and don't join our clan. That's all there is to it. But if you're willing to do it, then you just gotta follow it. So no one's holding, and just like any business. So I understand how companies work, and if my company does fire me, I won't feel anything about it. I'll be like, so what? I'll just go to the next motherfucker who will probably do the same thing to me, but I'll get as much cash out of him before that happens. Like, so what? You're not an important company to me because you're just using me for your own purposes in the end. That's how it works. Anyone who thinks otherwise, and any company who thinks otherwise, and say they care about their employees, don't. It's a big fucking fat lie. It's a shitty lie. No matter how important that company claims they are and how great they claim they are, as long as they fall under the guise of the word business. Business. This is a business. We're here to make money. We're not here to make friends. This is a company business. We're about profit and profit making. As long as that is their primary objective. None of that friendly bullshit has anything to do with it. So don't let anyone fool you. Anyone whatsoever at all. No matter how nice they are, no matter what they're selling, you know, Wix, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, no matter what bullshit they're screaming or what they're selling or what insight they're claiming or what beliefs they're upholding and what plain as day open book they're presenting to you. If they are a business, the business comes before anything else. Everything, including you and what you want, comes afterwards. You cannot interrupt the business, otherwise you pay the price. That's the way it is. So if I decide to make $1 million today, and I decide to invest in that entire $1 million into Neverwinter, all of a sudden they start to look my way, which they never did before, because I gave them a shit ton of money, and all of a sudden they start to become my friends because they know I'm now a big investor. Like, go fuck yourself. You will never be my friend because you fall on the guise of business. There are no such thing as friends in business. Unless the friend in business were people you grew up with when you were a kid. Your friends. Like, I love when I watch television commercials and they're all on that bullshit. when you hear about them being transparent and all that shit, you know it's a big fucking lie. You know they'll sell out their goddamn mothers if they had the opportunity to. You know this. You know that they will sell out their own freaking mothers just to maintain their business if they had to. It's like this game. You could tell that these motherfuckers will probably do some shady shit if the shit hits the fan. And they have to pony up money in order to save their business. Everything about the people who make this game feels shady as fuck. But I can't fully tell. So that's the only reason why I'm still playing this game. If I found out that these people were actually into shady shit, like some freaking Enron bullshit, if I ever figure it out one day, or if I don't figure it out, if it's presented to me in the news and said, oh, the people who run the game Neverwinter were caught doing some sex trafficking or some crazy shit like that, like, yeah, or money laundering or anything like that, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, depending on how they run their business playing this game and their demands of time and demands of effort and demands of labor from you, and wanting you to only play their game and don't play anything else under that guise of business, that mechanical robotic guise of business. I would not be surprised if one day I found out they were into some shady shit. And I only play this game because it's D&D, not because these people are the ones who made the game. It's because this is the only D&D game I know other than Baldur's Gate that I could play that involves D&D stuff. Speaking of, I believe come October or November, that's the game I'm going to be playing. The last game I'm going to be purchased for the month of for the year of 2025, either November or October, is going to be Baldur's Gate. I believe it'll be November because in October is spooky season and I want to play a scary game, and I'll play one of my old scary games, not something new. The last new game I'm going to purchase for 2025 is probably going to be Baldur's Gate, because I'm really sick of this. I'm really sick of Neverwinter. I'm sick of their demand and money. I'm sick of the amount of time it takes me to do something, and I'm sick of how long it takes to just to quay up, just to get a quay to run. I will always play this game, but I won't always play this game continuously. I'll play it every now and again just to keep things going, but I'm never going to invest vast amount of time into this. Like the most I'll probably invest is 1 hour, the most, and I'll do it on the side. I mean, this game could have been so great, if they weren't such a greedy piece of shit. Like all free-to-play games, that's pay to progress or pay to win. Just like Skyforge. Skyforge is all about pay to progress. And that's just terrible business. But like, they're only thinking about themselves from their point of view because they're trying to stay above water. But the freaking fans, the people who play the game, the random video game player, they don't give a flying fuck. Oh, it won't let me. Yeah, it won't let me. Okay, so I'll turn it into... Since I have more than enough of this, I don't need it. I'll turn it into insignia powder. I definitely did not need that one. Out of all insignias, I didn't need that one. I needed to sell it, or I needed to turn it into insignia powder. And that's another thing too. They have these lock boxes, and every time you use a lock box and you open one, you're always getting shitty stuff. So it's like the game is designed to make you fail, or to give you incentives, but the incentives are all like slow-paced, stale progression. You're open a lockbox, you possibly get something that's good to help you possibly progress. So it's all snail-paced. Even when you buy stuff from them, it's still snail-paced. You literally have to like buy everything just to advance forward. Like no one in their right mind will pay you $50 just to progress forward rapidly. Like at $50 is like more than 75% of the price of an actual full price game. It's about 75% of a full price game. $50. And in this game, it's about progressing. $50 to fully open up a campaign or to unlock, I don't know, something like a Dragonborn character. Like who in the right mind will pay $50 to unlock a Dragonborn when people make entire video games for about around $50 and up? Like, so stupid. We pay to progress. That's why I feel no sympathies for this game, and either the love it gets or the love it does not get. No sympathies whatsoever at all. None. The hatred people have for this game, or the love people have for this game, is duly noted and well deserved. And the company does nothing to try to quill it. Every time they try to claim that they have trying to quill it, their quill is like snail progression quill. It's like so snail progression quill. They take so long to make up their mind to do something because they believe whatever they do is going to hurt them financially, so they try not to do it. Like, man, in the long run you're going to lose, and you're going to slowly die out over time. That's what I see for their future. They're going to be around for a very long time, but each year that passes is going to be a slow progression towards failure if they don't do something. And I could clearly see that they're trying to do certain things in order to gain more followers, new gamers. Unfortunately, it's not going to work that way, because as long as there are streaming services, as long as there are people who are willing to speak up about the bullshit in this game and the good stuff in this game, people will always make up their minds. So praise be to God, or praise the Cure.
I've nothing for you at the moment.
Some Severance nonsense. Praise Cure.
And our people of Bay are just
Mockingly. Like no one says praise Cure because they care. It's like literally insulting business. Like if I go in a video game and I start saying praise Cure, I'm literally mocking the people who make the video game, comparing them to Care from Severance. Alright, I'm going to do Quays. Let's see. So the new update came out 2 months ago, and I've unlocked majority of everything. And I've managed to level up. I've managed to level up enchantments to my celestial. So it took me a while. It took me about 2 months, but after being on for every day for about an hour, I managed to finish leveling up all the mythics to celestials. Saving up all those astral diamonds and not spending any of them unless I have to. Because that's the only way you're gonna progress in this game. Like, if you like spend your astral diamonds on bullshit, it will take you forever to level your astral, your celestials. And I'm definitely not going to be dropping cash like some mofos. I'm not doing that. I'm either going to have VIP or I'm not going to have anything at all. Alright, so I had to put on the fan in the background. It's hot as balls in here. Like Jesus, man. I know today is like in the 90s and everything, but damn. Just being inside your house is crazy as shit. All Celestials, all the Mythics were done turned into Celestials within a month and a half. After spending about an hour every day trying to get them to Celestials and saving Astral Diamonds through VIP and selling other stuff from dungeons. Grueling, actually. Extremely grueling. And of course, trading to try to get better Celestials. So it wasn't fun at all. It was actually painful. Because I knew I didn't have the time to wait and quest for all those Astral Diamonds. I could wait and quest for like 3 of them, but not for 4 of them. for about an hour most, and then I got off and do whatever I had to do. But I knew if I was going to miss any astral diamonds from doing quays, I would have to hop on every day for at least an hour within that month and a half to make sure all those mythics turn to celestials. So there was no way I could do it without having VIP for that month and a half. And the only way to do so was to make sure I had a VIP for the month of July. Actually, VIP for the month of June, now that I think about it. And I managed to extend it towards July. So I had to make sure I got the 3-month VIP. I thought I had the 1-month one. This is the only time. This is the only time I bought that 3-month VIP because this freaking update came out of nowhere. So I think I had to drop $20 for the VIP rather than the $10 for the month one. $20, 3-month VIP, I believe, is $20, and that was about a month and a half ago. So I don't mind because I don't do VIP a lot anyway, and I don't invest a lot into this game, whether it's time or money. So they could kiss my ass with that. If they were like Warframe, maybe, or if they were like people who made Doom or something, or the people who made the Evil Within 2, like. If Evil Within 2 was an online game, and Evil Within 2 did a hell of a lot more than what they had in Evil Within 2. Like they did some real crazy cyberpunk shit in Evil Within 2. I would pay for more than VIP. Easily. Not just for the service, but just the fact for having the game. Because I believe when a company decides to shut down a game, they do allow the players to log in and be within the hub and see everything that they've accumulated within their hub of their game, even though they can't play the game. Or if some shitty games aren't like that, they typically don't allow you to even log in. So that just goes to show you the type of people that they are. Scumbags. So if Neverwinter goes down one day, like I won't be surprised if they ain't a lot of people to even be inside a hub to look at all that they acquired. So I don't know. I don't recommend people play this game unless they really are into D&D. That's all I could say. If you're not really into D&D, you could just pass this one up. This is not that type of game for everyone. It's like not everyone should be playing Apex or freaking Fortnite, because the people who develop that game don't really give a fuck. That's why they've been back and forth through court. Otherwise, they wouldn't be back and forth through court doing with regards to whether something's good or not. So yeah, managed to level all the Celestials within that month and a half. Managed to finally acquired
Hail, adventurer!
finally acquired the Black Death Scorpion, and in order to get 5,000, because every time you open a lockbox you get 15, anywhere from 12 to 15 trade bars. So it would take me like years just to get enough to Black Death Scorpion, and I was refusing to spend Astral Diamonds to get a Black Death Scorpion. So I took the longest route any human being can possibly think to get this. So if anyone ever tells me that, like if anyone ever tells me something that, you haven't invest time and money into this, or should I say not money, invest time into this game, time and labor into this game, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because I got bored of these motherfuckers by years of playing and waiting. The moment these two characters, the Lich and Black Death Scorpion, were introduced, maybe about two years ago, I would say about 2 years ago, they were both introduced. I think, yeah, 2 years. Because I saw them in 2024, they were there in 2024, so maybe they were there in 2023 as well. So if I'm off, maybe a year and a half to about 2 years ago, when they were introduced, I waited for, at a minimum of a year and a half for the Black Death Scorpion. If I'm completely off and it was just a year, it doesn't even matter. I waited an entire year plus to get the Black Death Scorpion and the Lich through Astral Diamonds and through, no, not through Astral Diamonds, but through trade bars and trade bars alone. So once I got to 5,000 and then I got to 6,000, I'm like, oh shit, okay. Black Death Scorpion. And then I didn't have enough to get the Lich. Because after getting the Black Death Scorpion, I said, okay, I still need now 4,000 more in order to get the Lich. I wasn't going to wait another couple of years or another year and a half. So I believe I bought the Lich with Astral Diamonds. And he was 2 million Astral Diamonds or something like that. But he wasn't legendary, he was just epic at 2 million. So I believe the Lich I bought with Astral Diamonds, but the Black Death Scorpion, I waited for that motherfucker. I waited for him. Yeah, I waited for him. I waited for his ass. So yeah, the moment I got that 5,000 trade bars, Black Death Scorpion. So for years I've been accumulating my trade bars by just waiting and not spending it on shit. So I believe 2 years, it's been 2 years of waiting. Everything before 2 years I have been spending the trade bars on things. But within 2023, late 2023 and all of 2024, I've just been waiting to accumulate 5,000 trade bars through either missions, through either opening lockboxes, and through either bonus that you get through logins, and also bonus trade bars through defeating bosses. So all those trade bars tally up. Sometimes I could get a login of 100 trade bars, or sometimes I could complete a new campaign to get 200 trade bars, and all those things calculated up in time. And I had my sights on that Black Death Scorpion and I got him. So that also was unlocked. So all the Celestials were level up. The Black Death Scorpion and the Lich were both acquired through time and effort over the past 2 years. Long before I played any games. Probably while I was playing Bloodborne, I was still saving up those trade bars. And of course, last but not least, I believe, other than leveling up, I acquired the helmet here and the boots here and this mythical Tamorian coin artifact. So within the past month and a half, I've been very busy, super busy. So I have not been wasting my hours. I think today is like the only time I'm wasting time because I'm talking about it. And it's been 30 minutes already of me actually talking about it, and probably like 9 to 10 minutes of me actually doing stuff. But that's it. Now the talking is over with, and I will proceed forward with completing the rest of the quays and doing other missions, other quays, and playing this for about an hour most, which means for about another 30 minutes I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna hop off and then do something else, or Capcom versus SNK, and that's all there is to it. I don't play this for hours anymore. Like, this video game is not that good for me to play for hours. Also, I wanted to mention, like, finally, the final thing I'm going to say with regards to my clan, the people who watch. The anime is coming. Anime for July is coming. And the animes that are going to be present are going to be very popular ones. At least from what I could tell, are going to be some very, very popular ones. And the ones that are probably going to be on the list are going to be Gachikuta. If not Gachikuta, it's going to be Togen Anki. And if not Togen Anki, it's going to be what was the name of that one? I believe it was Anne Shirley, or if not Anne Shirley, it's going to be 9-9 or Turkey. A 9-9 ruler's crown or Turkey. And then there's finally the Necronomico no comic horror show, and Milky Subway Galactic Limited Express, something like that. Of course, Higakura, which I read as a manga before. So those are the few ones that I'm considering, including Hotel Inhuman. Those are the ones I'm considering to put on the anime list. It all depends on how things play out, because Silent Witch is also in the running, and from what I heard, that's pretty good. But that could be a lie. So who knows? There are 30 of them, probably 32, based on what I've seen. Probably more than that, but I'm only going to probably watch 30 of them at best, because there's not a lot of days in July left, and I don't have time to watch animes all the time. But those are the 30 I'm going to breeze through for the next couple of days, and each of them are going to be viewed for the first 3 episodes, and then after I finish the first 3 episodes, I'm going to tank through the next 3, and tank through the next 3, and tank through the next 3 until I hit an hour marker. And once I hit the hour marker, I'm going to forget it. I'm going to go away. I'm going to wake up, and I'm doing something the following day, and I'm going to do it for another hour and hit another 3 within an episode, within an anime, and then another 3, and then another 3 until it hits the hour marker. And I'm going to do that for about a good 2 to 3 weeks. And for the last week of July, that final week of July, is going to be the decision with regards to the anime itself. So I'm going to see how long it would take me to do all that for all those days in sequence. Because I have the work I have to do, then I have the design work I have to do, then I have the evaluation work I have to do, and family work I have to do, and then working out I have to do. So there are several factors that I have to do, so I can't be playing this all the time.
You will be reborn!
You cannot punish me like this!
Witness Lord's judgment! Behold Lord's power!
You cannot punish me like this!
Witness Lord's judgment! Behold Lord's power! Witness Lord's judgment! The Queen of Spiders welcomes you, child.
You will die! Take the frost!
And now, I have one more quay. If it wasn't for me talking, I would have got the quay done. So we're gonna go for the 48,000 astral diamonds one, and call it a day after this. So it all depends on how long it takes for this one to load up. If it takes more than 30 minutes, in fact, if it takes more than 15 minutes, I'll call it a day. So typically it ranges anywhere from 15 till about 30 minutes for these ones. The smaller ones usually take anywhere from a couple of seconds, anywhere to 5 minutes. And of course the random dungeons takes anywhere from 5 minutes to about 15 minutes. But the trial one and the advanced one could take anywhere from 15 to about 30 minutes, or sometimes even longer. So once it gets past 15 minutes and it gets to about 20 minutes, I would say about 20 minutes that's when I'll call it a day. I'm not going to do a full 30 waiting for this for 30 minutes. No, I'm not going to do that. Maybe 25 minutes most, but I'm not going to do 30 minutes. I refuse. In fact, I shouldn't even do 25 minutes. If I'm in a quay waiting in my HUD for about 20 minutes just to do a dungeon, in Neverwinter, that's like standard waiting time. But for me, like, once you hit anywhere from 30 minutes and above, that's completely garbage and insulting. And they've yet to fix that, so that says something about them too. I don't do that random. Well, everything is random in the game. Fix what's fucking random, so it doesn't have to take people forever just to do a dungeon. Like, fix your fucking game. Like, you're literally telling people you don't want to fix it because you want people to spend longer time playing the game. Like, whenever they're telling you they refuse to fix something and something is random, it applies for me, it applies for everyone. It's their bullshit of saying that how they literally want you to stay and play their game and play no other games but their games. Yeah. The people who made this game are douchebags. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, the simple fact that this is a pay-to-progress game should already tell you that. And what is the standard excuse for anyone who does a pay-to-progress game? They're like, oh, well, no one's forcing you to do it, so it's no one's fault. You know, it's free games. You can freely pay and free not to pay, so, you know, you shouldn't be complaining because it's free. Like, yeah, no one believes that bullshit. You made your game free for a reason, so you can make money off of people who would have to spend money in playing a game because you made it difficult for them to play it without spending money. So it's design mechanics. It was designed to be bullshit from the beginning. So only idiots will fall for that crap about it's not designed that way. But like, everyone knows in free-to-play arena that all free-to-play games are designed to be that way. It's just some people expressingly abuse it and others don't abuse it. What is it trying to tell me here? There's nothing here. There's nothing here whatsoever at all. God damn it, says Tam. You and your... You need Shaitan to show up here. That's what you need. I keep thinking to myself, if Shaitan and Saztam was to have a fight, who would win? The obvious winner would be Shaitan. And Shaitan represents darkness. The darkest of elders. Saztam represents the darkest of a specific type of group of people, which is Thayans. Whereas Shaitan represents darkness for everyone. The light consumes you, Shaitan. You son of a bitch. If anyone ever wants to know what I'm talking about Wheel of Time, the book by Robert Jordan. I think I got past the first 13 chapters. I'm not completely finished with the book yet. But one thing I would say with regards to Robert Jordan was most people say, well, you don't actually read, you listen to audiobooks and stuff like that. But like I really actually read books, like the books themselves, like some Sherlock Holmes books in the past, and of course the original Ender's Game and the original Ringworld. So yeah. One thing I would say, the difference how you know someone read the book or not is that the people who, or should I say, Jordan, when he wrote the book, he squashed all his letters together. It was very annoying to read because they were all squished together. His paragraph seems very I wouldn't say, well, disjointed would be the opposite of squished together. They're too compressed and joined. Conglomerated, yeah, like conglomerate stones and stuff, like as part of geometry. That's how I would describe it, where you have sedimentary rocks and other type of rocks and coarse rocks. His words felt like conglomerate rocks, that they were squished together. And you'll only know that if you actually read the book themselves and see the text layered on top of each other. Like there wasn't spacing between, like good spacing between lines of sentences. I'm not sure exactly what printing press he was using, or maybe he was using an old-fashioned typewriter from way back in the days, but it wasn't good. Maybe the remade version or re-edited version, they fixed that up and try to space out the words, but the original ones were quite congested with regards to spacing. Not spacing of words, but more like spacing of sentences. Ringworld I kind of liked though. They didn't have that much problem with regards to their sentences, or maybe they did, and I didn't notice, but I was too into Ringworld to be able to care. The puppeteers were my favorite and my also not favorite. So how one of the puppeteers went out was, to this day I was like, man, either that was just desserts or you feel kind of bad for them, because maybe they'd never been anything but that their entire existence, and they wouldn't know how to be anything but that. Who knows? I wonder if in the D&D world the character I believe there was a specific type of creature within Ringworld. I wonder if it was created before the D&D game came out, the original D&D tabletop game came out, because depending on when Ringworld came out, basically could say that they took that from that book and putting into their games. So I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. Never thought about it before. Alright, so still waiting here. What am I waiting here for? There's no. I'll switch to an instance and maybe something will show. Actually, you know what? I'll switch to instance 7 and I'm going to see what's going on within my guild and if I could do my weekly guild. And it's now, the next one is within 31 minutes, so we'll see. Depending on how long this is, I'll be able to do that. So I want to have 15 more minutes to go, and if I'm able to do the dungeon, maybe I'll be able to do that weekly for my guild. If not, then I'll just have to run there and give them as many. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. That's some BS. I'm going to run to my guild and I'm going to give them all my stuff that I acquired from yesterday, today, and the day before yesterday. Because I won't have time to stay on. An hour most I'm doing to play this game, and I'm not including the 30 minutes that I spoke with regards to anime and anything else. I'm only including the hour of me playing the game. So technically I'm playing this for about an hour and a half, which I should have just played it instead of talked about it, but I had to speak about the new update and I had to speak about the anime stuff, and I had to describe how I got to pass level 105 item level. So secretly been playing this on the side for about a month and a half, using more than a month of VIP, because there's no way I'll be able to max out those things to Celestials if I did not. So about the only money I've given to this company so far this year has been towards VIP for last month, which is in June, and this month. So technically $20 I've given them so far. Maybe I've given them, no, $30. I've given them $30 so far, because I remember doing VIP back in January. So $30 so far. Yep. $30 within 6 months period. That's not too bad. For a service game, in order to play for more than 6 months, that's fine. I have no problems with that. That's the level that I want to be at. I don't want to drop anything more than $30 within a 6 months period for this company. Hell, I don't want to drop anything more than $30 within an entire year for this company. Anything more than $30 or $40. So maybe come September I might drop another VIP, and then that'll be it for the entire year. And that'll be like $40 these people have in their pocket from me just playing their serviceable game. And that's perfect in my book, because it's less than the full price of the game. Like, people don't deserve to have more than $60 or $70 in their pockets for a game that's been out for more than 10 years, offering to change absolutely nothing dramatically, but only snail pace their how they're changing things. I don't do snail pace. I don't do snail pace at all. Especially when years have passed and you still haven't changed up some of the most fundamental things. And especially since years have passed and you still only have like 3 introduction cinematics to your game. Like almost a decade and you still have 3 cinematics. Yeah, that's definitely not good. Where many games that haven't even been out for that long have more than that. Like, yeah. And I understand the realm of this game. Like, you have more than 20 people within one instance. A total of 25 people, I believe, can be in one instance. And they're maybe there's no maximum amount of instance you could have within the game, because you could have millions of people playing the game, but you can only have 25 people per instance. I believe that's how it goes. So, you know, these people are more invested in creating the world themselves rather than cinematics or the story. So like, okay, that's fine by me. But seriously, around 10 years or probably more, and you only have 3 cinematics. This company really snail pace everything they do. They truly do. And the only time they don't snail pace everything they do is when they're trying to get a lot of money out of your pockets from creating these new events and new planes locations or new assets without no story attached to them. They're just new assets of familiar things you are quite aware of. That's all. Like, listen, if you're gonna create a new asset, a new story, a new campaign, you have to make it cinematic, more cinematic than the last one, or equally as cinematic as the last one. Otherwise, people are just going to get pissed off that you just create it to make more money. That's all it is at the end of the day. That's all it is. And I hate to sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not really complaining. I'm just speaking the truth. Sometimes people don't like to hear the truth. That's why they call it complaining. Like, yeah, well, sometimes the truth is the truth. You clock it in as complaining. I'll clock it in as me telling the truth. You just don't like to hear it. That's why you clock it in as complaints. I can make money off these, but I don't feel like it. I'll give them these for today. Alright. So that's all I could do for right now. I don't have enough time to do anything else. I'm still waiting for this quay to kick in.
Hey there, adventurer.
So we'll see how long that will take to kick in. If it kicks in at all. And hopefully it does. Within the next 10 minutes. I'm surprised what that guy said yesterday, who was playing this game with me when I did a dungeon. He said he only logged in for about a few minutes. It only took him about, about 6 seconds. He either says 6 seconds or about 6 minutes for him to log into the quay and do a random dungeon or an advanced dungeon. When I specifically told him, like, oh man, I was here waiting for like 30 minutes just to do it. So I'm not sure exactly how the whole quay thing works with regards to this company, but I'm assuming it's the most obvious thing. And the obvious has to do with your range of your zone location, to the strength of your internet, and also with regards to the mechanics that they design of who stays, who goes, who decide to abandon ship, and who decide to log on, and it loading in individuals, because it's taking a long time to find people for me to join in, which means while I'm waiting, there are other people who are also waiting as well. And if this game is based on the demographics of your district that you live in, for the zone that you are within the country that you're in, then she already tagged people for that district location a long time ago, and should already have the 5 people it needed. But the fact that it's waiting, it means that someone either abandoned ship, or someone hasn't joined yet, or the tagging location with regards to finding a person within the region of this district is not working or is taking forever. And like all machines, because machines are fucking dumb, you have to refresh your goddamn browser and start again. So if I get out of this and press this again, one or two things could happen. One, I could go back to the beginning all over again, have to wait again in line. If they're doing things based on inline, and I wouldn't know because I go onto the website of the company and the company says nothing about how the Quake works. Or I simply refresh and start again, and hopefully I Quake up faster. So that's the gamble. Are the people who make the game going to tell you this? No, because they're pricks. That's why this is a game that you don't, is never going to get no Academy Awards or anything like that. Like if this was a movie, Neverwinter would never get an Academy Award. It's just that simple. They might get an award for art direction, but that's about it. Not for story, not for unique game design, not for accuracy, not for anything else, not even for music. Because even some of their music sound epic, but there are many games and many music that sound more epic than theirs. So maybe they'll just get an award for art direction with regards to the designing of the world, because the range for which the world goes is quite wide. The plane area map for each set location, the tile sets, and where they're all placed are quite distant, quite far from one location within one region to the end of one location. So each map location is quite far. So if they were to get a reward, it would be for that and for that only. Not for like, oh, this looks like a beautiful tree. There are many games who have far better looking trees with far better looking effects than this. So kiss my ass. Neverwinter needs to get his shit together. For real. Like seriously. It's been more than a decade since this game has been out. And they're still like taking their time trying to fix certain things. Be like, they had more than enough years to take their time. They really need to get with the program. Like seriously need to get with the program. There are new games that comes out every year, new IP that comes out every year, and new free to play, whether it's one or two, that comes out every year. If they're planning on staying in the long run, they have to get their shit together. Like seriously, because you could depend on your fandom for so long before they abandon ship. I swear to God. If you totally depend on only your fandom alone, then you can only go to a certain direction and a certain degree before, you know, you start to truly start begging your fandom for certain things. Be like, man, like get your act together, man. From something as simple as walking. Like sometimes you bump into some stairs and you're trying to climb the stairs, and you realize, why can't I fully walk up the stairs? Why do I have to like jump over the next step? Why do I crash into one of the steps on the floor? Because there's like some bug there that allowed me to can't proceed, so I have to jump over it. Because they didn't fix that. Like, out of every game that ever existed in the free to play, I would say Neverwinter's on the top, in the top 10 of always some type of fucked up shit going on. You're either stuck in a wall, you can't get past a certain stairs, your load time takes forever. There's always some type of nonsense that happens every day. But actually not true. I would say Neverwinter will be in the top 20 of always some bullshit going on within the free-to-play arena. Not games, as in mass multiplayer online games. It will be in the top 20 of terrible mechanic game. In the top 20. Easily in the top 20. Not for this year, but for 2024 going all the way back to 2020. At present, I would say in 2025 they're finally starting to get many things right. People aren't bumping into stairs like they used to anymore. People aren't getting stuck ridiculously all the damn time and walls are in floors like they used to anymore, even though that still happens. You know, it doesn't take forever for them to load in from to one instance to another instance. The only thing that seems to be the same, regardless of how many years, is still the waiting time for Quake. It's still the same, still shitty, still garbage, and you still have those mofos running them out off of that. It only takes them a couple of minutes. Like, man, fuck you in the house you rode in on. I don't know how you're able to load on so fast, but it has to do with money and you having a good computer and faster internet speed. Then the people who create this game are considering that as part of the factor for which they made the game, only to load those in who have faster internet and to take its time for those who don't have faster internet and have them waiting forever for the fucking game. Like, which is another way of saying screw you and the horse you rode in on. Well, the door swings both ways in that case, for which people like me will say screw you back. For instance, I only played this game for an hour, and it's now going to be an hour and 30 minutes. 30 minutes of talking and 1 hour of playing. So yeah, 30 minutes of waiting for a quay. I don't know why it takes this long to wait for that quay. Could be my internet, could be my district location. But I'm not the type of person that cares. If they design this game for people to wait on them, they'll do that for the low-class mofos who have no brains. Like, I'm not giving you shit money until you get your goddamn game together. And since they've been having this game the way it is for years, they have no intentions of changing that whatsoever at all. So I have no intentions of giving them money until they change that. So 2026, 2027, 2028, whenever it takes them to get their shit together, then I'll start giving them money. So until then, fuck them. So that's it for this game. I'm gonna get off and play Capcom vs SNK, a game that's far better. See, that's the weird part. I would rather go to a fighting game that all you do is fighting than to a game like this, because I know what I'm getting. This, on the other hand, you have to wait for the game to decide to make you do something. Like, that's the worst type of shit ever. I can't play what I want until the game decides for me to play it. So nah, this game will never win any like great game awards, like be the #1 game of all times, or even the #2, or even the #3. That will never happen. Never. With Neverwinter. I know that for a fact. Based on the mechanics of this game, based on the design of this game, based on everything about this game. But they'll win something. So until they get their shit together, they ain't getting jack shit from me. So that's it for this. I'm gonna play some Capcom vs SNK.